When you need a mortgage, don't stress at all. Just tune right in and give these guys.
Good morning, everyone. Today is Friday, March 27th. Tommy, I believe that makes us 1 week till Good Friday.
It is. That gives us 2 more Fridays in Lent. And you know why we come here for AM Chatter in the mornings. Where you going to eat tonight, boys?
Well, I have to tell you, I was talking to Anth last night, and he was preparing his last night dinner around fish tonight. So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, you don't want to have meatballs twice, right?
No, you know what? It was pizza, man. I was craving some Sicilian thick crust pizza, so I had to do that. A little bit of pepperoni and a little sprinkle of mushroom.
In the pizza oven?
No, I go to this place, Milano's on Route 8, man. They got really good pizza.
Milano's, never heard of it.
Is the pizza oven going to be part of the new patio?
It is, definitely.
Wow, that's exciting. That's very exciting.
Good
yes,
stuff.
if you don't watch AM Chatter every week and you're a friend of Anthony's, just know that summertime is coming and he just redid his patio. He's got a new grill. He's got a pizza oven. It sounds like it's going to be the place to be this summer.
Come on over. We'll be doing Santa Maria barbecue, some picanhas, all the good stuff.
But get your fish tonight because you're running out of time, and it's always the best food season of the year. So there you go. There's our PSA before we get into everything. But boys, this market is insane. I feel like we're just the messengers of God right now because the market is changing so much every morning. And guys, we're not talking about 6% to 7%, but there are rates going from 6.25 to 6.5 overnight, literally overnight. If you're not paying attention, if you're not communicating with your loan officer, if you're just laissez-faire, we'll get this contract over to the lender when we can, or we're going to wait till we complete inspections, till we start the mortgage application, or anything that's delaying this process, the lender cannot lock in that rate until we have all the necessary aspects. And everyone wants to talk about rate buy downs, Tom, but one thing they don't understand, the buy downs or float downs, they're not free.
No, they're not free, and somebody has to pay for them. And you know who that someone is? That is the buyer. That is no one else paying for it for them. That's the buyer. So time is money. That's always been the case in life. And, that just happened to me this weekend. There was somebody away. They got a deal accepted on, Saturday or Friday. I didn't end up getting it till late Tuesday night, and what happened on Monday and Tuesday with our rates. So them not getting me the contract this weekend cost the buyer probably about $46 a month, roughly. Yeah. So that time is money. 46 a month is serious.
I don't know if I've seen in my 13 years, and Anth has been in the business, 50 or so, but I've never seen a market this volatile day to day, where one day you're positive and you think you're going to go on a streak, and the next day it's even worse the other way, Anth. And we really, with the news, with the war, with everything, it's almost like unemployment and inflation doesn't even matter anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a different experience every day. And, people that are still waiting on the fence, hoping and dreaming that there's going to be some miraculous rate drop down to 4% is just, wasting time and costing themselves money. So get with your lender. Hopefully it's one of us, but, make sure you're talking to your loan officer about the market and, what to expect when it comes to rates so that you're ready to submit your offer and not worried about what that's going to be, once you get your offer accepted.
But now here's the positive part. It seems like buyers don't care. It is booming out there right now. We are coming out of winter into spring. There are offers going in, pre-approvals every single day, just lining up to get them done. And it feels like those buyers that were waiting for 3% to come back, they either left the market or enough time has now passed where that's not the conversation anymore. So
yeah, I'm sure you guys are feeling the same effects that I'm feeling. I mean, there are so many people that want to buy homes right now. I mean, if you're not wanting to buy right now, you're at the back of the line. These people are ready. They're hungry to get into their houses right now. We're busier than ever. I mean, this is the busiest we've been with buyers in, probably 3 years with pre-approvals. There are so many buyers flooding the market, even though the rates are staying between 6 and 6.5. I mean, you got to go out and grab them, reach their attention somehow, because there are so many buyers right now.
And frankly, it's a good market. It's a fair market. Buyers are understanding they can get a contingent offer accepted, that they don't have to hold 2 mortgages, that they can get seller assistance, that they don't have to close in 21 days and waive all contingencies. So that has made it easier for buyers to get in the market and get an offer accepted that works for them. So yeah, again, anyone that says they're waiting or this or that, frankly, I don't know what you're waiting for. I know we always have said that it's continuously getting better and better and better, but we have seen what happens when you get too many buyers. And when you get too many buyers, goodbye buyer's market, and the sellers are back in control, Anth.
Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely correct. I mean, we always talk about affordability. When's the best time to buy? When you can afford it. So, if you can afford it now, now's a great time to buy because of those options Ryan just said that you're not going to have if you're in a multiple offer situation. Yes, you might get a little bit lower of an interest rate, but you're also paying more for the property than what you could have paid today, which is offsetting any savings you thought you just saved. So, now's a great time to buy. Reach out to one of us to get that process started.
Absolutely. And one of the biggest costs, we're going to transition now on the real estate side, or I guess on the state side, when you purchase a home in Pennsylvania, is transfer taxes. Transfer taxes are something every buyer and seller has to pay unless it's a very unique transaction, such as a family transaction. But on a real estate transaction, you have to pay transfer taxes. This is getting confused by way too many realtors. It is not that confusing, but there are variables that do make it slightly confusing. Right, Tom? Slightly confusing, maybe? But
Slightly.
But we will talk about it. We'll break it down because
if you don't have a calculator or a brain, I guess it could get a little off wire. I don't know.
It's important if you're showing cost or talking about cost, or if you're selling a house and you're trying to show that net sheet, or if you're trying to win an offer and you're not trying to increase the purchase price. There are ways that you can use transfer taxes to your advantage, but also you have to understand that it is a legitimate cost. So we're going to start with the non-variable, and we're going to start with the whole transaction. All right. The whole transaction, 2% transfer taxes. Any problem so far?
No.
Okay.
I think that, on a normal transaction, that 2%, there's, a bunch of halves, but that they all equal the 2%. So that's a great place to start.
We're starting at 2. Most times it's split between buyer and seller. So 2% split between buyer and seller. Look at that. Tom's a genius, Anth. It's 1 and 1. 1% to the buyer, 1% to the seller. That is 1% of the purchase price. $300,000 purchase, 1%, $3,000. So if you're buying a house in Pennsylvania that's $300,000, part of your closing cost are transfer taxes. $3,000 of your closing costs will be taxes. That's one of those costs that say, oh, West Penn Financial costs. No, that's state of Pennsylvania. Now that 1%.
And we all agree that taxation is theft. I just want to throw that out there. But It is a cost and a fee associated with this transaction.
Yeah, the tax stinks, but you know, we're just talking about the tax. We're not going to get into the pluses and minuses of it. But here's where everyone gets confused, Anth. Inside that 1%, it does get broken down more to the local in the state. But I feel like this is where agents get in their own heads and they start double breaking down things or doubling transfer taxes, and we see some crazy costs.
Yeah, I mean, there are variables depending on area, location, municipality, school district. I mean, there is going to be some differences off board of that normal 2%, but you have to look at the sheet. You have to know what you're selling and where you're buying, so that you can quote the correct information when you're providing that estimate.
And so a rule of thumb is 1% of the purchase price your client is going to pay. Now, on the flip side, say you want your offer to be more lucrative to the seller. You can have your buyer pay the seller's transfer taxes as well. So on that same $300,000 purchase, the cost can go from $3,000 to $6,000. So you're saving the seller $3,000 without messing with the purchase price. You don't got to worry about reassessments or appraised values. It's literally dollars and cents that you can make an offer stronger without touching the purchase price.
Yeah, and that could ultimately help with the tax assessment. We don't want to do that. We don't want to go into all these strategies and stuff that you can use right now. But yes, that is a great way to save money and to help the seller save money, to put your offer and make it more aggressive.
So that was just a quick tidbit on transfer taxes. And that was a quick tidbit on what you would get in the pre-offer huddle. Well, if you guys were putting in that offer and maybe another offer came in and we were looking at another alternative to make the offer a little bit stronger, that's where we can come in and say, hey, let's look at paying both sides of the transfer taxes in lieu of messing with the purchase price.
Yeah, I mean, we're always ready to pre-offer huddle and talk through things. A lot of times people think they're smarter than us, can do it on their own, though, don't need our help, but we are here to help.
And that's called the Anthony Special. So just like Anthony called up the pizza place, you call us up this weekend and say, hey, we need the Anthony Special. We'll put it together. Buyer paying both sides of the transfer taxes. Right, Anth?
Extra anchovies.
Oh, yeah.
Sprinkle with the mushrooms.
I'm waiting to see how many other lenders start offering a pre-offer huddle. Just remember, it started here at AM Chatter.
There it is. There it is. All right, boys. Well, you have a great weekend, and we will see you next week.
See you guys.
Later, boys.
Tom, Ryan, and Anthony.